the NUIC has always been a historically great volleyball conference that seems to always have at least one team going on a deep postseason run. And for the first time, it's the Stockton Blackhawks. It's the last team from the conference remaining. We saw them win their first ever sectional title last week, and tonight they were just a win away from their first ever trip to state. Stockton taking on Harvest Christian out in Aurora with a Super Sectional on the line, and it was all Blackhawks in the first set. Caitlin Winters gets him to set point on that kill. Now about an ace from Kadra Wright to lock it down. They take the first set 25-16. In the second, the sophomore Taylor Haas with a little misdirection early to go up by 2. Emily Eisweiler keeping it going for a second straight point as that pinballs to the ground. Their head coach, Maddie Pontius, in her first year, has to love what she's seeing out there. And how can you not, as Haas comes up with another huge kill to go up by 5. Harvest Christian keeping things close in the second set, but Stockton staying in control. That kill makes it 21-18. They were in the driver's seat all night long. Nice save by Maddie Mimoser. Ends up by Caitlin Winters for another kill. Non-match point now. It's Mimoser who puts the bow on this one. And for the first time in school history, Stockton Volleyball is heading to state.
I'm really excited. It's definitely a really different experience, and the crowds have been huge, and it's just been so loud, and it's been such a fun experience, and I'm so excited to be going.
Throughout the season, every single game, I felt like we knew what was capable from this group, and I feel like from the start, we knew that we wanted it a lot. We're really excited, and I know that these few practices are going to be really important for us, and we're going to work really hard.
Congrats to the Blackhawks. They'll play in the state semifinals this Friday at Illinois State, playing Hartsburg-Emden at 9 a.m. Well, we're on to the quarterfinals of the IHSA football playoffs, and we still have plenty